I am one of the many disc golf fanatics from Estonia, a small and primarily cold country. It's a wonder that we play so much disc golf over here. But what felt even colder was when the Russian army invaded Ukraine. Our nation has been sharing the same threat throughout history. So supporting Ukrainians became a very natural thing for us. In the early days of the war, I reached out to another disc golf fanatic. And not from here, but from Ukraine. As the whole world has seen the big wonder of Ukrainians standing firm for their land and nation, I discovered one of the many smaller wonders. Despite the war, small disc golf keeps growing in this large country. Ukrainians playing disc golf at this time is an even bigger wonder than Estonians playing in the snow. So I wanted to see a part of that wonder.
Oh! Yes. After first 1 or 2 days, I go to check the baskets and I find some bread here.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Same happened. I think Silver Light has a story very similar. Yeah, but those are self-made. I don't know if the camera heard this before, but some company in Lutsk then.
In Kiev.
In Kiev.
In Kiev.
And sent here.
Sent here, yeah. My name is Bogdan Alexeyev. I'm currently PDGA Ukraine country coordinator. I'm a two-time Ukrainian champion.
For Estonia, it was supposed to be a very nice long weekend to celebrate our Independence Day. And I remember so well, it was February 24th. It was a Thursday morning. I woke up to put the TV on to watch Estonians celebrate, but instead a lot of people were in the tears because in Ukraine the war had started. Now 1 year has passed and I'm here to talk about disc golf. Do you think it makes sense to talk about disc golf today?
Yeah, I really, truly believe. Despite the war, we must live our normal life. Mm-hmm. Because they want to destroy us. They want that we don't have anything, but we must live through this and do all that we can do for normal life, if it's possible.
Actually, I remember, I don't know if you remember, but in Estonia, in the beginning of March, we organized a disc golf game to kind of support Ukraine somehow.
Yeah.
And I remember back then, I asked this one guy in Estonia, Rein Rotmeister, do you know anybody in Ukraine? He said, write to Bodyk. And I wrote to you and you said, disc golf doesn't matter at all right now. Just do whatever you can to help Ukraine.
Yeah.
But over time, you want to live life. And that's why today disc golf also matters.
Yeah. At the beginning of the war, 2-3 months, we just don't do anything. It was panic. It was only survival. We want to support our army. We want to volunteer and do wherever we can so we can win.
Yeah.
So nobody not doing anything, just supporting our army.
Sure. Let's go back in time. Maybe you can tell me a little bit about yourself. Where did you grow up?
I was born in Lutsk, and all my life I tried different sports. Whenever I can go to play free, I was going there. It was football, judo, basketball, like anything. And when I graduated from school, I go to university, and one guy, he was in United States and bring one discs. He throw some discs and just invited me to throw. I didn't want it because I can't throw it. He invited me to play ultimate frisbee, and I said that I don't want it. I don't like it. I can throw only backhand like 20 meters. I can't throw forehand at all. So I don't want to play ultimate. After 3 or 5 months, I like throw backhand very okay, I think, and I forehand for 15 meters. So I decided to go to play ultimate first time, and I play very nice, very okay. I founded the team called Buffalo in Lutsk, and the next year I know that some guys in Kiev also play, and next year I organize international tournament in Lutsk, and it was 12 teams for 10 peoples from...
So what year was that then already?
2007. 2007.
Yeah. Okay. And then you were still like a college, university student?
Yeah, it was my third year. We organize championship, Ukrainian championship in Lviv, and like sport starts to growing in Ukraine from there.
Yeah. Okay. Very nice. So eventually the flying discs became a big part of your life.
Yeah.
So tell us about your transition to disc golf. Like, how did it exactly happen?
As I said, that I have only one disc golf, but I didn't...
You had it from many years earlier.
From many years.
You thought it's a broken disc.
Yeah.
Broken frisbee disc.
Yeah, but I know that disc golf was a sport, and we sometimes play with ultimate discs and throw to other stuff like trees or...
You say, let's hit that tree.
Yeah, and we even make some tournaments in Ukraine, go and play some with ultimate discs. And 1 year with ultimate disc, and the next year we started to play with disc golf discs. So I bought one starter park discraft and just bought it, and 2 days after that I go to Kiev and we play their first tournament. But we also need to hit some spaces or trees with the discs.
We'll get some stuff upstairs and let's see later what's inside. But the key.
The key is inside?
My pocket somewhere.
Tell me a little bit about your family. We
When we today arrived here, your wife and cat and son greeted us, and it was really nice. Like, when did you meet your wife?
We just throwing every day flying discs everywhere through the Lutsk, and some day.
I don't really remember the year. Bodyk told.
Okay.
So I don't really remember the year, but Bodyk told it was 2006. Mm-hmm. I was walking with my friend. It was summer, and some people were throwing a disc, and that disc landed to my knees.
Wow!
I was picking it up and throw to another guy. And that guy invited me to the field. Yeah.
They tell no, but we just ask their telephone numbers and invited to train because we was boys, and we tell that we have also a women's team, and you can come to play with women. We play all together.
The next day or 2 days later, me and my friend came there, and we met the team Buffalo, Lutsk, mm-hmm. and Bodyk was the captain of the team. Yeah, we were friends for a little bit, and then we started a family.
Tell me, when did you guys get married? When was the beautiful day? Do you remember?
Yeah, it was June 7, 2016. My son, Jan, he liked frisbee. When he was born, he just started to throw in frisbee.
Right.
One of my discs destroyer come here, and I open the package, give it to my son, and he will throw through the TV and broke it. It was destroyer from Innova.
Destroyer, you know.
Yeah, it was just one disc that was signed by Derek Robbins.
I've, for many years, wanted to play in as many countries as I can. Mm-hmm. So when I heard there was a tournament in Ukraine, then I thought, yeah, I would love to go there. I'd love to see that part of the world. So that was 2017. And we spent the day or two in Lviv and then went up to Lutsk.
Summer of 2017, I went back to Lviv for 2 or 3 months. Yeah. And I decided to go ahead and check on scoring or metrics, whichever it was, to see if there's any golf in Ukraine. Haha, there's not going to be golf in Ukraine. And there was. there was a tournament in a place called Lutsk, which I'd never heard of. I checked, it was like the 31st largest town in the country. Then I get a message on Facebook from Bodyk. Hey, you registered for our tournament? Something like that.
He wrote you in Ukrainian or?
In English.
Okay.
And it was, I guess he was surprised, I'm assuming, to have a...
I mean, your last name, like maybe he thought you're...
Yeah, he could have, but I suppose when he got the name and then he looked, he checked I don't know where I was registered at the time. It was either Thailand or Estonia. And I contacted my friend Derek Robbins, the legend from the UK, and he was all for it, and he came, kicked everybody's butt very graciously.
I'm always excited to play disc golf in a different country, and I hope also that we can maybe help you guys to get some more baskets. If we can help you to do that, I would certainly want to contribute, because I just love to see people enjoying the sport.
Across the whole country they had
2 portable baskets. So they play the hole, and then somebody had to grab the basket, run to the next location, come back, then you play that hole, and then just repeat it again. So at the end of that tournament, I said, "Well, this is crazy. We can, we can get you some more baskets."
It was only 9 holes, but it was spread out like 4 kilometers for one round. But no, Bodyk and those guys, they're all great. I mean, they love the sport. They were former ultimate players, so they already knew how to throw a disc and how to throw a disc well and far.
I guess there's probably a bit of rivalry between the players from Kiev and the players from Lutsk, because I'm sure they'd also played each other in ultimate at some stage as well. So yeah, certainly people like Bodyk I'm sure would be competitive. They want to do well. He's not a real wasn't a real extrovert. So he was. I mean, he enjoys himself, but he came across quite serious in terms of putting the tournament on, even though he wanted to do it properly. So yeah, he was, purposeful and organised. The tournament ran well. Yeah, and they made us very welcome, and his wife Regina, she was there as well.
How much you see today that Bodyk loves to play disc golf?
A lot, I'll say.
Yeah.
Yeah, he watches videos. He goes on course. He watches all the disc golf tournaments.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I have the same thing at home.
And 2017, I discovered that it was Polish national championship in Lutsk, and I wanted to play there. And we, with my wife, go there. It was 1,000 kilometers plus. We have car smart, and go through there. It was par 4 in the mountains. We need to throw like downhill to 200 meters. So I make 2 good throw, and I was like 4 or 5 meters to the basket. And I choose to lane up and to make my par, because I never touched the real basket. So I just put it to the basket and then touch all the chains and the basket, how it feels. And that year I was registered in the PDGA 2017. And
so your PDGA number is less than 100,000?
Yeah.
So you're in the elite group.
I have 99167.
Tell me, what do you like about disc golf really? Because this is the mysterious question for everybody who are into this. Is it the sound of chains? You told the story about the basket, how you touch the chains. And is it the companionship, the other fellas playing with you? Is it the nature? Is it the competition? Like, what is it? How the discs fly? Or
I think it's all of that you said.
All the 5?
Yeah, all. It's I like the competition. I like strategy. I like how I can improve myself. I play against me because in ultimate or team players, it's like team philosophy, and in disc golf it's only you against the course, and
And you against you.
Yeah.
And then today we know you are probably the most active disc golf promoter in Ukraine.
Well, maybe one of them, yeah.
One of them. In this area at least. Why is that? Like, what made you so interested that you're willing to put your time and effort to build courses, to do events, to run competitions?
I don't know. I just want to do that because nobody else would do that. I want to make tournaments. I want to play tournaments. I want them to do grow the sport. And if I don't do that, that I don't have this tournament in Ukraine.
Exactly. Yeah. So before the war, what were some of your goals back then? Can you go back in time when it was all still rather peaceful?
I wanted to play some tournaments in Europe. I wanted to make the permanent courses in Ukraine. I wanted to organize big tournament in Ukraine that many international players can come and play. Something like that.
Normal stuff that the promoters want to do and the players. As a player, what has been your dream?
For me, it's to play in Konopishta, as I saw that it was my first impression of...
You haven't been there yet?
No. I want to play against one of the biggest names because when I play here in Ukraine, there are some good players, but we are competing on each other only. And I want to, as a player, I want to play against the best.
There's some discs in here. I haven't looked exactly. Let's pull maybe a random one. Like all the disc golfers know Aviar putter. There's also Nuke driver. She sent 2 bags. This is a little bit used Easy Go from Latitude. On top of here, there's some hats in here.
Oh wow.
Шапка.
Kepka.
Kepka. Doubles championships. I think it's
like 3D printed.
Yeah, it's actually Yarta. This is my home course. Joined the Clash Discs team. I don't know if you have any Clash Discs.
No.
Yeah, it's a new. I don't think these are. There are some Clash Discs in here like this. It's called Berry. Yeah. There's a nice one with the Estonian stamp. But the thing with Clash Discs is that they only have discs with food names.
Thank you, Mary.
Kids could play with it.
For children.
Yeah.
Not PDGA approved.
This is not PDGA approved, but I got it from Dynamic Discs store. M model SS and T model SS, well M model US actually. From someone very special. Yeah, when she became world champion, it was made for her.
Kristin and
This
player
is
cards
player card, yeah.
with signature.
Yes. Then this is gold line pure, yeah, but with the Team Series stamp, I think.
Signature.
Signature, yeah.
All disc with signature,
Yeah.
And this one.
Yeah, world champion Greece.
Thank you, Kristin.
Yeah.
I mean, in Estonia, we've all played disc golf where in Tapa you hear the artillery range practicing.
Yeah, many.
Or you're in Kayla and you hear the jets from the airfield. Or in Manikou where you hear all the automatic gunfire.
Yeah.
You know, but
I see where it's going.
that's just background noise. You know, that's just, oh wow, that's cool, or whatever. But in Lutsk, you heard the lions roaring from the zoo, and there's something primeval inside of you that's just like a holy moment. You know, it's just like, you know, wait, what's that? That's like just on the other side of the wall over here is a lion. You sounded kind of hungry, but and that's why I didn't win. You know, because the lion. Okay, maybe not. Maybe not.
Obviously, it's a very big country, so there's a large area. So you kind of think, although I didn't obviously see very much of the country, but the park that we played in was a nice big park, and so I would get the impression that all the cities hopefully would have good open space that could accommodate courses. There was definitely a feeling that, you know, this was a part of the historic development of the sport. You know, that things would go up from here. It's just a shame, obviously, that with the war breaking out, that there's difficulties at the moment, because I'm sure the sport's expanding everywhere, and Ukraine would be joining in that expansion.
Is from the artillery. I don't know how it's called.
This is from bullets?
Yes, some bullets.
Very cool.
And there is a light made by the factory who repair the motors for the jets.
So you had all those plans in place, where you want to play, what competitions you want to organize. You were already thinking about establishing a course here in hometown, Lutsk, but then the war began.
Yeah.
Can you tell us about the first day of the war? What did it look like for you?
For me, I sleep in my bed and I woke up from the sound of like flying planes, and I think, oh, it's planes, some flying near me.
Like fighter jets, or
it was a sound like fighter jets, yeah. But after some seconds, I heard the explosions and I heard the lights up in the window, and I didn't really understand what happened and tried to sleep. But
it was still dark, early morning?
Yeah, it was 4 a.m. or 4:30, and after some minutes I have heard another one hit and another one hit, and then I realized that it's not normal. So I checked my phone and checked the news and understand that the war started.
Why didn't Ukrainians, or at least you, think it's possible that it's gonna actually happen?
Because it's crazy. It's 21st century. It's it's just no reason to do that.
Yeah. Then after this, in a couple of days or something, you sent your wife and son to Poland?
Yeah. We must go to the bomb shelter every time. It was winter, it was very cold. Sometimes it's 5 or 6 every hour in the night. So one of the days we decided to just go to the bomb shelter and stay there all night. And it's also very cold and there. And after that, I watch my wife and my son and sleeping on the floor on the bomb shelter. It's very hard. So we decided they must move to Poland. Yeah.
Yeah. I remember the first couple of days of the war, also for us in Estonia. It looked so scary to see all the tank columns just speeding forward. Like they closed down to Kiev really fast, to Kherson really fast. It looked like in a couple of days the war is over. Were you afraid they're gonna reach Lutsk also really quickly?
Yeah, from the first days it was rumors that Belarus army also will come. I live near the border of Belarus, and it's like one hour on the tanks, and they can come to Lutsk.
Right.
But if they come with helicopters, it's even quicker.
So each day you actually lived in the knowing that any hour it could happen.
Yeah.
It's crazy. How many guys you personally know who are on the front line, or maybe they've also given their life today for Ukraine?
I know everybody. I think it's like 22 players, frisbee players. It's disc golf and ultimate. Now are in the army. Mm-hmm. We have not very big community in Ukraine.
How many people altogether?
It's near 300. It's ultimate and disc golf.
Disc golf combined.
Yeah. So 22 and men and women in the army now. And one of them from Kharkiv died.
Yeah.
Я попав тільки новою луною так.
But then I also remember my own personal emotion. I think it was the third day of the war, maybe the fourth, and in Estonian news channels, some of the army specialists said, you know what, actually Ukraine is now holding them back. They're not advancing as fast anymore. And some sort of like positivity started to spark about Ukraine's resistance to be able to resist.
I never thought that Ukraine will fall.
Yeah.
So it's never like in my mind that Russia will win. So I just checked the news and was happy that we are like that Russian plan doesn't go well.
Mm-hmm. So then what happened? So when did disc golf become a thing again? Like when did you feel, okay, it's time to move on with my passion with sports too?